Hello, and welcome to the Real Show YouTube channel. We're back again, aren't we, Corey?
We are indeed.
Hello, how are you doing today, Corey? We haven't spoken in a while, other than doing, Real Show and all that. Update us. What's like your, give us your update.
You are correct. I haven't. I never speak until radio. That's true. I'm mute all the time.
Yes, you are. I just can't get a word out of you apart from when we do this.
No, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Nice. So can you give a little explanation? This is sort of like a sequel. It's a sequel to what we did a few weeks ago, I think. I think about a month ago, maybe less than a month ago.
Yeah.
We did something, and now we're doing sort of the follow-up to it.
Yeah, we are. We're doing the men's Smackdown roster.
We are. What exactly are we doing, though, to the layman who may be watching this video?
We are doing a tier list. That's what we're doing. I'll explain it briefly in a nice, well-organised fashion. I'll use the old bookshelf analogy that I always use. So imagine you've got a bookshelf, like a DVD shelf, right? And you're going for your favourite films, right? And you've got 5 shelves, all going up and down, right? And your top shelf, that's your favourite shelf. That's where like, oh yeah, like you pick up a DVD or Taxi Driver, top shelf. That's the best film, top shelf. And then maybe you pick up like Platoon. And they go, okay, Platoon's all right. It's pretty good. You put it at second top shelf. It's not great, but it's like second top shelf. And then, then you find, Scooby-Doo 2. Okay, that's decent, middle shelf. And then you find a stinker, right? Right at the bottom, you find exactly, or you find the Star Wars Holiday Special, which probably wasn't even on DVD, but still, and that goes right in itchy and lumpy, right at the bottom.
You know what? If you had the Holiday Special on DVD, George Lucas would bust through your door with a sledgehammer and destroy it. Because that's what he promised to do that one time.
Essentially, that's what we're doing. We're picking through our wrestlers, and we're going of a top shelf of a bottom. Where do they go?
What brand? What convenient brand of wrestler are we doing?
Tesco's own brand. No, we're not. We're doing Smackdown. The brand of Smackdown.
Men's, because we did the Smackdown women already.
We did.
Because we're so female forward, and now we're doing the men. Your good old classic fashion.
This is going to be like. I think this is double the size. I think Smackdown Women's is 12.
There's more,
that was 35.
Right. Well, let's get into it. I'll sort of let you take the lead on some of these. Because you've probably been a fan of this longer than I have. So, but I'll drop in when I have to in my.
Yeah, I can talk about everyone here. That's the main thing.
Yeah. So let's get started. Who's first?
Angelo Dawkins.
Angelo Dawkins,
one half of the Street Profits. Former Raw / SmackDown Tag Team Champions, because they swapped brands, so he technically had both belts.
Yes.
Lost it to Rude and Ziggler.
Yep.
Now some say he's the Jannetty to Montez Ford. For anyone who's not aware, Jannetty is essentially just the person in the tag team who isn't as good.
Right.
However, I still think he's good. I do prefer Ford, who we'll get to in a minute, but I still like Dawkins. I think he's got good traits.
Okay.
I think
they've had a bit of success recently. I think
they have.
They're both very capable in the ring. I like watching their stuff. Again, I do think that Montez Ford is a little bit better on the mic and a bit more energetic than Dawkins does, but through no fault of his own, I do think that Dawkins is still a well-rounded, very good talent. But where do you think he would end up? Also, I'd like to mention that some of these people we'll talk more on than others, obviously.
Yeah.
But everyone will sort of get their time, as always.
I would put him in. He's at least. It's the thing. I think he's at least decent. As a team, I think the team as a duo was sizzling. So I think he's top decent, bottom sizzling, roughly that area.
I think it's also very convenient that when we did the women, we started off with Natalia and she got to decent.
We did, actually.
She got to top decent. So I think Dawkins will get to top decent.
Okay. I can agree with you there. We'll whack him in top decent. There he goes. Right, now, Montez... Yes, Montez
Ford. Now, this is a guy that I quite like. I do like Dawkins, but I love me a bit of Montez Ford.
He does have that. He has that charisma. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, completely.
I mean, again, we've covered the tag team thing, but they're doing currently. In fact, currently actually, I don't think it's yet been confirmed. When this goes out, it might have done. They're doing a whole thing of like they want another chance at a tag team belt, so they're having to defeat other tag teams to get a chance, presumably at Mania.
Yes, we should say that. We should just say. Sorry to interrupt you. We should just say that we're recording this before WrestleMania.
Yes, we are.
So if this goes out after, we don't think it will. But if this goes out after WrestleMania, this list is sort of subject to change.
Yeah, Mania happens in a week.
It does.
This is a week before Mania.
Precisely a week from today, Mania will be happening.
I assume it'll probably get announced on Smackdown next week, next Friday, but they're having a match at Mania against for the titles.
They're doing like this sort of half this WrestleMania light on Smackdown, aren't they? In a way. Yeah. So they've announced they're doing the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on SmackDown and not on Mania.
Yeah.
Which is weird to me. I always thought it was kind of a Mania tradition, but.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Like it needs the card definitely still needs to be padded out, but I think that's what Raw and that's what the go home shows are for, to give us more Mania content over 2 nights, especially. Exactly.
So
everyone's going to be having a half an hour match, which I don't think anybody will be, and maybe some people.
Where would you put where would you put him? Where would you put Montez Ford?
He's got to go with his other Street Profit brother, I think.
Okay. In front, I'm guessing.
Yeah, in front. Yeah, top decent. Montez Ford takes top decent spot.
Boom.
There we go. Now, I'll let you talk a bit about our next guy.
Apollo Crews. Is he just Apollo now? Is it still Apollo Crews?
I think I didn't know there was a change. Is he still Apollo Crews?
I think he's still Apollo Crews. I get confused with who they've taken away names from. Yes, it's Apollo Crews.
They do that weird thing sometimes.
Yeah, they do. I prefer, and I don't know if I think you'll agree with me on this one. I prefer heel Crews to
I
face
think Apollo Crews is better as a heel. I like Apollo Crews joins a couple people on this list in being sort of a big man, but a big man that can like really move.
Yes.
The next guy, especially Big E, is going to be especially that, but. He's the big burly strong guy, but he can like go really fast, and he does that cool move once where like he does like a moonsault, but he's like standing up. He does like a backflip onto the dude. That was cool. He's very athletic. He's very strong. So yeah, I do like Apollo Crews. I'm definitely a fan.
Yeah, and it's his interview with Big E. The match has been confirmed for Mania.
They did just have a match at Fastlane.
Yes, the match is it like an African drum match? Is that what it's called for Mania?
That's a weird stipulation. What is?
Did you not know about it?
No, I didn't actually. This is the first I've heard of it.
So I believe the stipulation at Mania for their match is an African drum match, which hasn't fully been explained, but apparently Apollo Crews said on SmackDown that it's a match where there's no rules and you get to beat your opponent so loud it sounds like a drum.
So it's like a street fight?
Yeah, so maybe it's just like a no-holds-barred thing with a different name. I don't think it's going to be like a special stipulation of you have to go to the top of the ramp and play a drum for 5 seconds.
Go to the top of the ladder and play a drum for 5 seconds.
I wouldn't be surprised, though. We've seen, like, flag matches before.
Yeah, it's like on a pole match. African drum on a pole match.
Yeah.
You get it off? You know, that kind of thing.
But I like Crews. I think he's good. He's still sus better than his face stuff, though.
Oh. Yeah. I think, where do you think he's going to...
I don't think he can go below decent.
Where will he land? Right, okay.
So I think I'm saying decent. I don't think he's quite sizzling yet.
No.
But I think he's decent.
I don't want to break up where we have the Street Profits, though, so we might have to end up going behind them.
I'm fine with him going behind Street Profits.
That's all right, then. Put in there.
For now. Maybe in the future, who knows? Maybe
Apollo Crews, welcome to decent.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, this is a big favourite of yours.
Yes, I do. Yes, this is a big favourite of mine. A big favourite. It is Big E. We're fans of Big E on this show, aren't we?
We are fans of Big E on this show.
Big meaty men slapping meat. You love to hear it. I'm eating my greens at 9:30 p.m. whatever he says. Got a man eat his green beans in peace, something like that. Yeah, he's just really fun, super funny.
Yeah.
Really, loads of charisma. I love when he's on commentary and he's just sat on a couch next to the desk. He's having the time of his life. He just loves. He clearly loves it. He clearly loves doing this.
He does.
And you can see it in him. And I'm so happy that he has the belt on him, and he's just clearly loving life. He clearly loves what he does, New Day or not. I'm happy. He's one of those people who sort of transcend the team that he was in. Like, yeah, New Day's great and all, but Big E could really become something better. Something, not to say better, but he could really sort of ascend past the New Day and become his own thing. Like Big E, wow, it's great. It's great to watch him. Super fun to watch. So good in the ring. I love those big guys like Apollo, but they can still go really quick. He's got a great moveset, got a great offense. So I'm happy with him actually going to Sizzling or possibly Rutacular.
Yeah, he does. When we mentioned this last time with Bailey, he does one of mine, if I believe one of your favourite things, which is he does that thing where he acknowledges the commentators. We mentioned it. We mentioned it with Bailey, where like she shaved Michael Cole into her hair. Big E does this thing where like every single time, or most times when he does his entrance, he takes his coat off and he throws it at Corey Graves every time, and it cracks me up. I love it when they acknowledge the commentators.
Yeah. But as I mentioned, he's one of those people who really wrestling is multiple things, and one of the things is being a good talker, good on the mic, good with his promo. And Big E's one of those real who does not shy away from it. He embraces it. He welcomes being the star of the show, being the Big E, sat on his couch by the side of the commentary desk and eating popcorn or whatever he was doing while watching a match and talking about it. He just seems like and I love this in wrestlers as well. I know, like, as in the words of the great Stone Cold Steve Austin, a wrestling persona is taking yourself and amping it up to 11, right? And Big E really takes that to heart. I feel like when you watch stuff he does like on Up, Up, Down, Down and stuff like that, and on behind the scenes stuff, he still seems like Big E, but he's like a sort of lesser version. And on TV on Smackdown, he's more, more confident and more, braggadocious. But when you watch him behind the scenes, he's still that guy. That's still that funny, jokey guy, but he's just a little bit less. I quite like that.
Yeah.
I think that's good to see. It's it sports entertains me, and he is very sports entertaining.
He is. He is very entertaining. Very good at what he does, and that's why I think, and I think we pushed the boat a bit. I think we pop him in Rutacular.
Oh, the Big E boat. You just mentioned that sometimes. Getting on the Big E boat.
I think we whack him up there.
Let's say he does get to Rutacular. Do you think that?
There's people who are going ahead of him.
Yes, there might be people who are going.
I'm saying, but now there's definitely people who are going ahead of him.
There's the argument for though. There's the argument for: is top Sizzling better than bottom Rutacular?
There is the argument for that.
And I'd say top Sizzling is nothing to be ashamed of.
True.
Do you think that?
You know what? Okay, I'll take your word.
Right. Okay. I've won out. Right. Don't worry.
You've won out.
Right. Okay. Let's do this then. I'll give you a pass on someone else. If
we always do this.
Strongly about somebody, I won't argue, and I'll let you have the choice.
We always do this. We also find out one person that like I like and you don't. Always back
but you get the choice. You get the choice. All right. You get the cash in. You get the money in the bank cash in on the one person. All right.
Yeah. Well, this next person is going to be an interesting one to talk about, actually.
Yes.
Because
where is he?
Yeah. I found out today actually that he's not appeared on Smackdown. He got drafted, hasn't turned up yet, not once.
No, where is Alistair? Where in the world is Alistair Black? Can you find him? I can't.
Maybe he's in that room again. Remember like when he first came on the main roster and I was like, I wanted people to like knock on his door. Maybe he's just gone back there.
Yeah, maybe he's in catering. Maybe he's under the ring.
Maybe he's gone back there and no one's knocking on his door because he's not asked people to do it and they've forgotten about him.
Where is Alistair Black? Right, well this is a bit weird because in NXT, I know that like we should be talking about what they've been doing this year, 2021, 2020.
Yeah.
But I feel like we have to take everything into account, really. And that's what we're sort of doing here. We're having a combination of what they were like back then and what they're like now. It's a bit of combination type thing. And since Aleister Black hasn't actually ever turned up on SmackDown, we have to talk about how he is in NXT.
Yeah, I mean, he did some Raw stuff as well.
Yeah, he did a couple of Raw stuff, a couple of stuff with Mustafa Ali.
Seth, it was part of the Seth feud.
Seth, yeah.
It was where he last turned up.
So, and he's married to, is he married to Selena Vega? Or are they just going out?
I think they're engaged or married.
Okay.
One of the two.
Good for them. Anyway, yeah, I'm a fan of Aleister Black. I think he's cool. Love the Black Mask. Great move. Great offense. Great in the ring. I think... but it's hard to say. He's not been up. This
is where I'm torn. Because in ring, he's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
He's again another one of these people who are big. He's big in terms of he's tall as well.
Yeah.
But he can move. One, he's got his martial arts background, which I think is great because there's essentially no one else on the main roster who has that martial arts fighting style. Then of course he can do his flips. He does the ring rope thing where he lands sitting down.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Who was it? It was him, Ali, and Ricochet did it all at the same time, and I loved it. Oh yeah,
that was awesome. I've seen that. I've seen a GIF of that. It's great.
So he's really good. He's just not appearing anywhere. I'm torn because if we're going by what have they done, especially what have they done this year, he's not really done anything. But if we're going by the wrestlers in general, then where'd you put him?
I'd say air or decent. Knee jerk. Right. If we're going by 2021, 2020, air.
Yeah.
Borderline itchy and lumpy. If we're going by all together with that in mind, then decent.
I say we put him bottom decent.
Bottom decent. All right.
He's good.
Alistair.
But he's bottom decent because he's not done anything yet.
You're great, you're good. And by the way, we should probably preface this again and mention that none of these people are necessarily bad.
No.
But we're just looking at them as objectively and impartially as we can do.
Yes.
With of course, with our opinion in mind. So maybe not as objective and impartial as we'd like to be.
Yeah.
But, whatever. We're just taking all we think into account. Right, who's next?
Bo Dallas, which is another one who...
Yeah.
Hasn't been around.
These are like the lost couple. Where is Bo Dallas?
Where has he been? Where has he been? What has he done? I don't know. I genuinely... this is the thing, because with Black, he's been gone. But the last time he was on TV was the Ray Seth feud, where he got his eye taken out. He came back with an eye patch, that was it. I can't remember the last time I saw Bo Dallas on TV.
No, neither can I. I'm racking my brain. I cannot remember.
It was before the whole big what do you call it? The big let go of all these superstars.
Yeah, when everybody got sort of everyone got dropped.
Everyone got dropped. Curtis Axel went, and Bo didn't, which could be to do with the Fiend and Bray.
Yeah. From
what I've heard. But he's definitely not been seen after that, and that was a while ago now. Again, with Black, is he good as a wrestler in terms of his past stuff? He can be. Again, his NXT stuff was pretty good. He was NXT champion at one point.
Yeah.
Doing his whole shtick. He came on the main roster, did his Bo Lee thing. That was kind of meh.
So it got him a little bit over.
A little bit. I didn't mind his Axel stuff when they were doing all the comedy stuff. I didn't mind that. I feel like he could 100% be better. I'm still hoping they put him with the Fiend, at least in some regard. It makes sense. They're related. However, I think he's one of the bottom two, just because we've not seen him in ages.
Do you want to put him in air? I won't mind.
Yeah, we'll whack him in air. He's not... You have to be really bad to go in itchy and lumpy.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to get to itchy and lumpy.
It's got to be really bad for that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this next one should be quite easy.
Yeah, oh, yes.
Yes.
The Yes Movement, the founder of the Yes Movement, the Miracle Kid, the Daniel Bryan himself. I'm in love with this man. He's just so warm and so kindly and so caring. You just look at him. He just looks like a hero. He does.
He does.
He's wonderful. Even when he doesn't have that beautiful beard, He just looks
Again,
like such
the beards.
The beards,
what was it?
Indeed.
Oh, what was it? I swear it was like another tier list where you just kept going on about beards before.
I think I probably did go on about beards. But I do like, you know what? When a man has a good beard, you can respect that.
True.
And there are some beautiful beards on this list, I will admit.
There are. Actually, I don't know who has the best one.
I don't know. We're not going to do a beard ranking list. That's not happening. But we'll mention
Ranking the best
Daniel
beards.
O'Brien got a pretty good beard. He's also a pretty good wrestler. Great
He
wrestler,
is.
in fact. Fantastic. Absolutely amazing. His style is sort of this... I like when people sort of differentiate their styles a bit. Like, as we said before, Apollo Crews and Big E are sort of big men who sort of move really fast. Daniel Bryan's got this sort of really cool, quick sort of grapply style, but he can also like go high and do some like high moves, but he can also do really good striking. He's like he's like drop kicks, and his the yes kicks, they're cool. I think I really like his style. I love his in-ring work, and he's been in the company enough to sort of know how things work now, and he's been around fences a couple times. Is it weird that he came in with the Nexus and from NXT?
Yeah, I forgot, but I always forget he was in that.
Yeah, he was. Well, he got
He got kicked out. He got suspended.
Yeah, suspended. Yeah, but then he came back and he became this sort of big baby face.
Yeah, well,
he's basically been the baby face ever since.
Yeah,
until he sort of fought the Fiend, and then he turned sort of heelish.
Yeah.
And he got rid of his beard, and
he did. He also cut his hair.
Then cut his hair, but now he's back. He's got this really cool slick look. He's going against Roman Reigns. I like it. It's very nice. It's very awesome. I like Daniel Bryan.
I mean, I don't even think this question needs to be asked. I think we both probably know where he's going to end up.
Just put him in real tacular. He's got to go up there.
There we go.
He's great. Yeah.
Will he be the number one at the end though? Who knows?
What do you think? I've talked for a bit. What do you think of Daniel Bryan?
Well, I think he's great. I think his original stuff, when he, again, like you mentioned, he came in the Nexus, got suspended, came back, then started facing the Nexus.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That was a long time.
Yeah, I believe he was part of Team Cena, wasn't he? The whole Bret Hart thing. And then obviously you had the stuff after that, the whole bro kick thing with Sheamus.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the first things I remember of Bryan, because I watched that live. I was very young, when I watched it live, and didn't really know who he was. I just knew he was a guy who got kicked in the face and then lost the belt. But obviously he has his old injury thing, and then he comes back. He wants to come back wrestling for ages. He finally comes back. I forgot who was in the ring, because he was a GM for a bit, and then. Was it Kev? I've got a feeling it was Kevin Owens, because he was in the ring in his GM gear, and then he essentially just flips and starts beating someone up in the corner. And I can't remember who it was.
I think it might have been Kevin Owens.
I think it was, and then that's one of them.
Find out who it is.
That's one of them moments where it's like, okay, he's wrestling again, because you always get them wrestlers, right, when they retire. Like Stone Cold, he retires and then they come back.
Yeah.
And it's like you're not quite sure if you're ever going to see him again, and then they come back.
Yeah, one of the few men to beat Brock Lesnar.
True. Also true.
Yeah, his accomplishments really speak for themselves. He's been in the company for a long time. He's a great worker and great on the mic. Got all the skills. Superstar. He earns the title of superstar. He's one of the biggest baby faces the company's ever seen. So he gets him real tacular straight away.
He does. He does indeed.
Right. Give me a rundown. Who's coming up next?
We've got Cesaro, the Swiss cyborg.
The Swiss Superman.
Yes.
Or the Swiss cyborg.
Yes, or if you had that T-shirt, the third because he got his teeth knocked out once. I love that shirt. I didn't get it, but I love that shirt.
It's your thing.
I mean, he's great, isn't he?
So we have Cesaro, and he is one of those people who sort of the word underrated was created for, I believe.
Yes.
The fact that Cesaro has done so much and yet is constantly underrepresented is baffling to me.
I mean, because like he came in, everyone loves it. You can't not love Cesaro. He's great, and then he won the Andre Giant More Battle Royal.
Yep.
Everyone was like, okay, this is it. He's getting this push, and then all he's done since then, he did the bar, which is great. I love the bar.
Oh, the bar is wonderful with Sheamus.
Won the tag team belts, God knows how many times. Has he held a mid-card? He's not held a main card, not a main card belt, a top-tier belt, obviously.
Pushing for him to win the Intercontinental. Was it the Intercontinental or the US?
I was going to say, I don't know if he's actually won a mid-card belt either. It might just be the tag.
Right.
Which is mental, if it is.
Yeah.
He was in the chamber recently.
Mm-hmm.
Could have had a match against Roman. Brian won that one. So I feel like currently, it's weird with Cesaro currently, because I feel like currently he's doing good things. He beat Brian clean recently at Smackdown. So he's up there, but he's not in the title picture, but he's also not in the mid-card title picture, but he's kind of still in that mid-card area. So I'm hoping at some point, maybe after Big E and Cruz settle their differences, Cesaro can come in and be the next person in line for that.
Mm-hmm. Right, so that you make quite a good point. Where is Cesaro going to go in the list?
I think he's at least top decent.
Oh, okay.
I was
thinking top decent, bottom sizzling.
That's where I was going. I think he's better than Street Profits.
Yeah.
Don't think he's better than Big E.
Bottom sizzling?
Yeah.
He's underrated. He is very, very underrated.
There we go. Bottom sizzling.
Okay. Give me the lowdown. Who's up?
Shorty G.
Mm-hmm.
Chad Gable nowadays, but used to be called Shorty G.
He's willing, ready, and Gable.
Exactly.
So what do you think? What do you think?
I think this is almost a similar situation to Cesaro. When obviously again with Cesaro, people mention, who's someone who should get a push and hasn't. Most people say Cesaro. I think Gable is, in my books, up there. He is legitimately one of the best technical wrestlers in WWE currently. They just don't use him.
Mm-hmm.
Similar, because obviously he was in a tag team with Jason Jordan.
Yeah.
Was it American Alpha?
Yeah.
Which was good. I like the NXT stuff. They came up, they did okay, they got split up. He then tag team with Shelton, which was okay.
The curse of splitting up tag teams.
Yeah, and he teamed with Shelton, which is okay, but it's essentially American Alpha again. But then Shelton's his mentor, so I can kind of get by with it. And then he does the thing with Corbin where he gets called Shorty G, because he's short. Ha ha.
Yes, yeah, funny.
And then he comes back, and then he's Gable. There was a whole thing with American Alpha and Kurt Angle's son.
Yes, I remember that.
Which everyone thought was going to be Gable, but it wasn't. It was Jason Jordan. But I will say this, the comparison gets made a lot, but I generally think Gable could be or could have been a similar thing to Kurt Angle, because he's a wrestler, he's great at what he does, he's technical, he's fantastic. Mm-hmm. He just doesn't get used.
Yeah.
His vote is currently, which is going okay.
He sort of started his own sort of brand angle, he wants to bring people into his wrestling school or whatever.
Yeah, well, Brian was part of that, and they quietly just took him out of it.
Yeah, very, very quietly. I didn't even think Brian was associated after the first week of its conception.
No, because they were doing lunges. They were doing a lot of lunges. Because they turned heel. Otis, flattened Ray, and then they were heel, and Brian's just not been there since.
No, Brian's off doing stuff for the championship, which is best for Brian. But he sort of left these two in the dust, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe they'll get a tag team title shot at some point. Maybe.
I think they're a team, aren't they? They've been announced this big sort of Smackdown thing that's going on.
Yeah. But I think he's good. I think he's really good. I don't think they use him properly, however.
Right.
Which is my issue.
In your experienced opinion, Corey, we have 5 slots.
We do.
Which slot will Chad Gable be entering?
I think he's at least... Okay, we'll put it this way. He's not itchy enough. He's not Air. Because he's been around.
Yeah.
I think Air is the category for if you've not done much for ages and we don't really remember much, you're in Air. Sorry, Bo. Yeah. He's indecent.
I think he's top... For my estimation, I don't want to,
Yep.
This is... If you want to cash in your money in the bank briefcase on me and just make the call. I'm happy with that. But I think I'd say top decent. That's my opinion.
I would agree with you.
Right.
I would agree with you.
It is.
Whack
There
him
he
in
goes.
Whoop, nope. Let me. Oh, it does. There we go.
There we go.
There we
Right.
go.
Now we have Otis.
Yes.
Right. I'll speak for. I think I'll speak for a bit on Otis.
Yes. Go ahead.
He's one of those characters that is sort of hard to judge. Right? Yeah, he's that sort of vein of the big guy that can move, but he's the big guy that still is kind of slow, but he's sort of got that power. But the character, Otis is driven by his character. Let's say this. Otis is driven by the heavy machinery, blue collar, bushwhackers type thing, isn't he?
Yeah.
The kind of thing. The way that Otis speaks and is sort of his very unique persona. Let's say that's carried him through feuds with other tag teams that when he was in Heavy Machinery. His sort of whole weird thing with Mandy Rose they were going for. So I think Otis, yes, he's definitely more character driven than wrestling driven.
Yeah.
But I still think that he gives SmackDown. SmackDown's always been like, the fun show. It's been like the fun younger brother to Raw. Raw's like, the brooding older brother who's like, oh, I'm so dark and edgy and mysterious and brutal. And SmackDown's like, hey, we've got this all the fun. We've got the fun, guys. It's that kind of thing. SmackDown's always been sort of the more crazy, more colourful show of the two. So I think Otis definitely fits that bill. And I couldn't imagine Otis on Raw for very long. So yeah, I think Otis is a good guy. He's a good wrestler. He is. But he's definitely more driven by his character and by how he sounds and by how he looks and by how he acts. So I think, but in terms of where I put him, I don't think he'd get to sizzling. I think he'd be somewhere decent, but I don't know where to put him. I will go on your recommendation for him.
I'm in agreement that he's not quite sizzling yet. Right. Again, I think he's better than Black. Is he better? This is the thing. I think I'm finding it hard to if I prefer the character or the wrestling ability, because
right. Well, I'm going on. Well, obviously, I have to take you. We have to take both things into account.
Yeah.
This is the hard art. This is the hard art of professional wrestling.
Yes, because by default he's better than Black because he's done more and he's been around. Yeah. But then you have Cruz, right? Obviously, Otis is better personality than Cruz. Cruz is a better wrestler technically. But then Street Profits, I would say that would I rather watch the Street Profits or Otis? Probably Otis. Would I rather watch Gable? I don't think so. Would I rather watch Gable as an Otis over Gable? I don't think so.
Right.
I think I'd rather watch Gable than Otis, maybe.
Okay. If I have to make a decision, if I have to make a decision, I'd say he's either going in one of two places.
Yeah.
He's going in one above Aleister Black but below Apollo Crews, or two, and this is the one you might go for, below Chad Gable but above the Street Profits.
Yeah, I think I'm Let's keep them together. We'll keep them together.
Right. Okay.
We'll keep them together.
That's a bold choice. I didn't think that's the choice you'd go for.
I do like Cruz. I feel like if you gave it in like a couple months, like after Mania, if Mania goes how I think it's going to go or how I think it should go,
yeah,
Cruz will probably end up being above most of them.
Okay.
I think Cruz has more potential anyway, going forward. But this next person would argue he would argue he's the best.
Yes,
he would argue he has the most. He is here to show the world, not only to show you, but to show the world. This is Mr. Dolph Ziggler.
It should have been him.
It should have been him. It should have been me.
You were expecting that, were you, Corey?
I forgot that was a thing.
It should have been me. That is in the YouTube comment section of every single Dolph Ziggler or any Dolph Ziggler related angle video you could possibly find on YouTube. There is a comment somewhere that has the "it should have been me" line. Or when anyone wins a championship, right, or something, someone wins a championship, someone wins a contendership, there will be a comment down there in that YouTube section that says, Dolph Ziggler, it should have been me. Which is so funny. I love when people, they sort of attach like a joke or a line to somebody. It sticks with them that long. But no, I think, I hate to say it, I don't hate to say it, I'd like to say it, Dolph is another guy who's somewhat underrated for me.
Yeah.
He's sort of been reduced. He's sort of known as like this jobber type character who has the character of not being the guy that wins a lot. So, or at least there was the joke around him not winning a lot.
Yeah.
I think that he's got a good moveset. He's got a good style. He also have that sort of technical grapple style the same way that Chad Gable does. I think he's very good in the ring. He's good on the mic. He's quite funny if you listen to him speak on anything like the behind the scenes stuff. I think he did. Did he do stand up at one point? I think he might have.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah, I thought he did. Because he is very, very inherently funny, and I like that. So, what do you think? What's your opinion? I'll ask for what you think.
So I think he's great. I think what he does is fantastic. Obviously, he gets comparisons to Shawn Michaels a lot. Mm-hmm. He does a super kick. Does a super kick. A very good super kick. He's similar character-wise to the fact that he's very egotistical. He thinks he is better than everyone. He thinks he's better looking than everyone, and I think he plays it off fantastically.
Yeah.
He's sort of this 80s Motley Crue character, and I quite like that. Mm-hmm. I think wrestling wise he's fantastic. The stuff he does, he sells great.
Oh god, yes, he has his selling is masterful. That is right. Selling is a very hard art.
It is.
You have to make it look like you're hurt. You have to make it look like you've just been killed by this man kicking you in the face or clotheslining you in the head or that kind of thing. You have to really make it look good. You have to fly back or fly down. There's a sense of overselling, but there's also a sense of underselling, of no selling things.
Yeah.
Which is inherent to bigger guys. But Dolph is that sort of great mix of size where he's not too big to no sell it, but he's not too small to shoot across the ring. He's good enough to make the selling look believable, but also to make it look perfect. So
yeah. Obviously, he's currently one half of the tag team champions.
Yes,
he has had some good moments over the years as well. Obviously, he was world heavyweight champion, which people want to see again. I would, to be fair, if he won the belt, I wouldn't mind. I quite enjoyed it. He had the rivalry with Styles over the IC belt, when the IC belt was on top of the world when the Miz had it, and then Dolph got it and that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. He was a sole survivor in the Survivor Series.
Yeah. By
pinning 3 people. Definitely did not get the help from Sting. Mm-hmm. I think he's just a solid person, isn't he? He's one of them wrestlers who's you can put him in a match with anyone, and you can have him be in any angle, and he's just solid.
Yeah, he'll always deliver.
Exactly. He's a safe wrestler to be around. He's we need someone, Dolph.
Get Dolph in there. He's always good. He always puts up a good showing, and that's very impressive to say the least. Not many people can say that.
Mm.
So for Dolph, I'd go to we're in the sort of same level that I think we've with Cesaro and we're with Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Would he go top decent or bottom sizzling? Now for Dolph Ziggler, bottom sizzling will be something.
Mm.
But top decent, I think, is a good achievement. But I'm going to leave this up to you.
Okay, I'm gonna do the I'm gonna do the famous. This is another thing I also forgot to mention. Dolph Ziggler is also the only person I know that when they're in a ladder match and they've like been wrestling for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, he climbs the ladder slowly. So I'm gonna in Dolph's honour, I'm gonna very slowly work my way up until I get to where I think he should go.
Right, okay. Surprise us, Corey.
Oh, is he gonna go here?
Oh,
is he,
no.
Oh, he's got a bit more energy. Is he gonna go up here?
Oh,
he's still going.
He's going up. By God, he's climbing.
Oh, I think he should go there.
Oh, he's done it.
He's got there.
He's bottom sizzling. That is a good. You know what? I will support that choice.
To be fair, I do also like the fact that when he's in a ladder match, he climbs slowly, because it bugs me when people don't need to run up the ladder. It's like you've been wrestling for half an hour.
Yeah.
Climb slowly, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's how you sell, isn't it? That's how the match
exactly.
is hard. The match is tiring. It's grueling. You've got to up high, that kind of thing. And I like that. I like that it's very hard because wrestling is such an art where you're not only trying to protect yourself, you're also trying to protect your opponent. You've got to not only sell your injuries, but you've got to make them sell. Like, if your opponent's like attacking your knee or attacking your leg, you've got to sell that. You've got to, you can't stand up as good, you can't go as fast, that kind of thing. I like that. I like when people really commit to that art form. Many people say that selling is a lost art. I don't think it is. Men like Dolph Ziggler keeping it alive.
Exactly.
Right. Now, who is next? I think I know, but could you maybe? Is there like a word perhaps that you could use?
I mean, there's a couple. People would normally, I think they'd know him as. You might have heard of him. He is the glorious one.
Ah, yes, the glorious. I love that. That theme is you can play that
really
theme
good.
every minute of my life.
It's really good.
I wouldn't be tired of it ever. I will live and die by Bobby Roode's theme. It is beautiful. It is just a piece of the choir music, the sort of epic where he turns around in NXT. He's got the robes on. And he turns around and he's like, he throws his arms out and the music hits and he goes, glorious. It's beautiful. It's a work of art. It really is. So, I'm actually, as you can tell, I'm quite a big fan of Bobby Roode. I really like him. Or Robert Roode or whatever they're calling him now.
Yeah. It's Robert Roode currently.
Is it Robert Roode? Oh, I always know him as Bobby Roode.
I do. Yeah.
And I still call him Bobby Roode.
I still call him Bobby Roode.
Or whatever they want to call him now, Bob Roode, Robert Roode, Rudy, whatever they want to name him.
Rudy.
Rudy.
Maybe not that.
Maybe not. Right, for the sake of just both of us calling him the same thing, I'm just going to call him Bobby Roode.
Yeah, it's fine.
And he's very, very good. Very good wrestler. So I'm going to make a quick choice straight out of the bat. He's got to be in sizzling for me.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. My only issues, I'm doing quotation marks when I say this.
Okay.
With Roode eras, I think currently he's doing the best he's done in main roster. However, there's still something in there they're not using yet. Because you mentioned NXT. He was glorious. It was great because he plays a heel so well,
He does.
And then they brought him up, made him a face, which was mind-boggling. They gave him the mustache. Do you remember the mustache?
I think I do remember the mustache.
He looked like Rick Rude, which I think what they were going for. Because he's very similar to Rick Rude.
Yes.
Which is, to be fair play. If you're gonna make him act like someone from like an older generation, make him act like Rick Rude because he can fit that perfectly. Now he has a beard. He's got a great beard.
Yes. Very good beard.
Now he's with Dolph. He's the champion. But I feel like there's still that potential of being that like massive heel, like back in the. I'm going to do the thing you can't do, which is name other companies. Back in the TNA days, when he was in Beer Money, he's really good heel. And I think finally they're kind of just getting there with him.
Yes.
Because I think he's more of to steal a word out of MVP's book, Robert Roode is more of a pit bull. He's more of now just a ruthless fighter, which is kind of what I want him to be. He's not the pit bull, which is Cedric. Actually, Hurt Business is not a thing anymore, so I guess he isn't a pit bull either. But Robert Roode is the pit bull to Dolph's. I don't know, cat.
Dolph's Chihuahua.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Anyway, but yeah, Robert Roode, very, very solid. Very solid talent. Great ring work. Great moves. I love his finisher. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
I like I like the NXT cocky heel persona where he believes that he's the glorious one, and everybody should bow down to the Bobby Roode. He's great. And also I like how when they were doing sort of the mixed match challenge, he was put with Charlotte because they both sort of wear robes and wear robes and have cool theme music and put their arms out. So
true.
I thought that was neat. Bobby Roode, just fantastic. Really, really cool. Sizzling?
Yeah.
I say that like a question. I say that like not a statement. I go sizzling. Yeah.
Below or above Dolph? Where are we putting him around that Dolph area? That's where I'm stuck.
Main roster. We're taking main roster into account, yeah?
Yeah, if we're just going main roster, then I guess he has to be below.
Underdog.
Yeah.
But sizzling is nothing to shake your head at.
It's not. Also, he has got a really good spine buster. Forgot to mention that.
Oh, yes. Very devastating. Right. Who's up?
It's Mr. Booyaka himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's Mr. Mysterio.
Yes, it is. Rey Mysterio. Now, Rey Mysterio is one of those guys who's just been around for forever.
Yeah.
He's just one of those classic guys. He's a real veteran.
Unlike the others on this list, if we went through all of Ray's accolades, we'd be here for ages. Too long.
We'd be here for like 24 hours a week long talking about Rey Mysterio. But one of the things I love about Rey Mysterio is he's inspired so many people who are in the company to this day.
Yeah.
He's just one of those people who ask these young wrestlers who are in NXT or whatever. And they say, who inspired you to start wrestling? Most people rightly say Rey Mysterio.
Yeah,
because he was one of those people who just reaches out to everybody in some way.
He is one of, if not the perfect underdog.
Yes.
One, because he is shorter than most wrestlers are.
Mm-hmm.
In the lands of the Giants, he is quite small in comparison.
Yeah.
But he is the perfect underdog because he's so good at one, capturing a crowd. He doesn't do it often anymore, but he used to obviously turn to pay-per-views in like different attires, like Flash, the Joker, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Which the crowd loved. But also because of his size, he's really good at like if he's against a bigger opponent, kind of as the match goes along, he'll get in more offense, he'll get more moves, and he'll.
Yeah. He's quick.
Exactly.
He's wily.
He's really good at the whole storytelling thing, and ultimately he'll get the win. He'll defy the odds, as they say. In fact, I think even when I was younger, because it was around back when I was watching it when I was a wee lad, back in school. Me and my friends would have arguments of who was better, Ray and someone else who is later on in this list, and we'd both have arguments because he was a massive Rey Mysterio fan. And in fact, I own a Rey Mysterio mask.
Did you?
Yeah, I own the green one. It doesn't fit. Well, okay, it does fit me, but it's very, very tight. But yeah, I think he's great. I think he's fantastic.
Nice. As I said, Rey Mysterio is one of those guys who's around for so long. We now have people in the company who were inspired and got into wrestling because of Rey. And I could name probably 2 or 3 right now. But hey, we'll save that for later videos. I think that the fact that he is you say this ultimate underdog, he's ultimate babyface. He's almost on the Daniel Bryan level. I think he is on the Daniel Bryan level of being the underdog that everybody can get behind. The guy who gets the big pops when he gets the win. The guy who gets when he turns up in the Rumble, everybody's excited because like, oh, Rey Mysterio, I wonder what he's gonna do. The master of the 619, as they say. He's just fantastic. He's an absolute top-rate A1 talent. He's beautiful. great in the ring. He flows so well. He just looks like he's a natural. And he spent so long in the on SmackDown and on Raw that he's now got the experience and the wisdom to guide other talents like his son Dominic. So, yeah, I think there's one place that's crying out for a bit of Rey Mysterio, and that place is Realtacular.
I agree. I'm in a total agreement.
No place else is good enough. So pop him up there.
This is now going to bring on the debate of who is better at raising their arms. I also just realised they're both essentially doing the same pose.
They are.
Who's better at the arm raising? Who is number one? This is the battle for
I don't know.
top
Daniel
place.
Bryan's got a pretty good arm raise. His whole gimmick is like doing the arm raise. Right, Rey Mysterio's up there.
Should you pop him behind or in front?
No, yeah, behind.
Okay, Bryan's still holding number one.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan is holding the number one spot for now. Right.
Well, next we've got Dominic.
Currently holding the number one spot.
Yeah, next we've got Dominic. Who?
Right.
This is going to be another difficult one.
I think so.
Because all we have to go on is his WWE stuff and his one match in 2005, where he wasn't.
Yeah.
The one where he's.
And the fact that Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero were fighting over custody for it.
Yes. He's done that. He came out in the Ray versus Brock match. Did the double 619 with Frog Splash. He helped Ray pin. Ray didn't win, unfortunately. I thought it would have been a great win for that. He's had a couple matches against Seth.
There was that bit where Seth was like laying in with the kendo stick shots, and it was like, his back got really messed up.
I think as far as debut goes, especially main roster debuts, I think his was fantastic. He's taken to it. He's taken to it like a dog. That's the thing.
Bless him.
Like,
He's done great work. He's done really well against the whole Steph feud with the Rey Mysterio eye thing. Getting his family together is great. Yeah,
because it started off with it was just Ray, and Ray was getting beaten up, and Dominic's like doing his video promos to Seth and saying that, look, I'm going to come and fight you instead, and Ray's telling him don't. And then Dominic has his match against Seth. Ray gets handcuffed to the ropes, and like Dominic's essentially getting laid into. I loved watching, and I'll explain this. When Dominic was getting hit with the kendo sticks, I kind of feel like that added to him coming in, because it's like, this is literally like his first introduction. He said like in interviews before, he's never been hit with a kendo stick before, and then like here he is on TV getting just lathered with them. It's like, you know what, fair play. Intense. Exactly.
But he's a Mysterio. He's used to being the underdog of the story. He's used to being doing what he can and trying to get around his opponent. So...
Exactly, and he's one of the only wrestlers currently. I say currently. I can't remember when he last wrestled. But like,
was it the Rumble?
Yes, potentially. He's one of the only wrestlers currently that, like, if they're on a match, I'm somewhat excited to see it. I'm like, okay, Dominic's having a match. Like, cool. Like, I can get behind him. Not as much as I can get behind Ray, but it's close, and he's only just started.
Yeah. So taking all of that into account, I
think he has to go indecent.
Right. Okay. Right. I was about to fight you on putting him in sizzling.
Only because, okay, again, put it this way: he can't go in Realtacular. That can't happen. No. It depends on what you want to go on, because if in terms of debuts and starting out, he's done fantastic. Mm-hmm. But then you could also argue that he's only just started and he has a long way to go.
Yeah.
Saying that, is it? I don't. It's the thing. But it could also be because he's new. Like, if he was wrestling now, in 2 years later, would you still be as excited to see Dominic wrestle?
Probably, yeah, probably.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be the same. I'm excited to see him wrestle because I've not seen him wrestle that much.
Right, okay,
Obviously, in 2 years' time, he'd be wrestling well. You'd probably hope he'd be wrestling more.
Yeah.
But then it's like, is he as good? Is he better than the people in Decent? Technically, no, obviously. But
Okay.
but
if we're taking,
personality-wise,
yeah.
yeah.
If we're taking main roster into account, which we have with quite a few of these. If we take main roster debut into account and main roster events, he's been involved in possibly one of the biggest feuds of 2020, which was Seth and Rey Mysterio.
True.
And that's got to count for something. At least that's got to count for a mid to sort of top mid spot in decent.
Yeah. Okay. If he goes in sizzling, though, I'm guessing you mean he's going in the bottom.
Yes, he's going bottom sizzling if he goes in sizzling.
Okay.
I will not have anything else.
You know what? That's fine. We'll put him one peg below Ray.
Okay.
Whack him in the bottom.
There we go. Dominic Mysterio has gotten to just below Bobby Roode in bottom sizzling, which is nothing to sneer at. It's a perfectly respectable position. Now, you should be on your knees, peasants, for it is the tribal chief Roman Reigns.
I feel like we have to do this, otherwise he's going to come beat us
put him
up.
up there already. You know he's going up there.
Daniel, let me do it.
Daniel, he's going to stop you. No, no. There he goes.
He'll come beat us up if you don't put him at the top.
Yeah. Roman Reigns, my God. Right, I'm scared of just talking about him. For the fear he's going to bust through this door and give me the spear if I don't say anything nice, if I say bad things about Roman Reigns.
Paul Heyman's going to turn up and just stare at you, and you're going to know you're doing something wrong, but he won't tell you what it is.
The tribal chief's going to stare me down. But yeah, oh my God, there's not enough words on the planet to describe how good I think Roman Reigns, tribal chief, head of the table, head of any table. He's head of all the tables. He is the table. He is tribal chief Roman Reigns is absolutely amazing. Like, he is so awesome.
It's generally the best stuff he's done ever.
Yes.
Better than the Shield, which I know which is great. I love the Shield, but this is it. This is him. This is the Roman Reigns.
But the Shield was just, he wasn't even. It was always Dean and Seth in the Shield. Roman was always like an afterthought. And then the company did this weird thing where they tried to push him as this big baby face, and there's the infamous sort of sign that says, Roman is a wank pheasant.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And the fans just turned on him. But here he's especially in the 2020-2021 era, he's really won everybody back with this new character. And he's now like the hottest ticket, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's now the real hot shit. And he's great. He's absolutely amazing. He's so awesome, and I can't fathom how awesome he is. He just works in everything, whether it's a match with Daniel Bryan, whether it's that family feud he had with the Usos at Hell in a Cell. It's just because he just like Midas touch. Everything he touches turns to gold, and it's great. Even up to his debut, where he beat Fiend and Braun Strowman and just got the title so quickly. He even had it on his shirt, wreck everybody and leave. And that's all he did. He's real, and I just love how he's so heely. And it's good to have a real, true top heel, right? Even this week, I think he had a match with Daniel Bryan or something, and afterwards he said that he didn't tap out. He was Morse coding Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
He had an interview afterwards and said that no, I didn't tap out to Daniel Bryan. I was just Morse coding Paul Heyman. Because I couldn't speak, obviously. He had me in the crossface, but I was just Morse coding to get the jet ready, He's just, oh my God, he's just...
No, he's so good. He's so good.
Yeah, he is. He's so good. He's so amazing. Tribal Chief Roman Reigns is just wonderful. All hail the Tribal Chief, man. Head of the table. He's great. Absolutely great. And there's no other word that I can say, apparently, but there's no other word I can say to describe how awesome he is. So, Real Tacular is he'll top. I don't think I'll be up there for a while. I'm looking at the list and I don't know if anyone can top it. So,
I don't think anyone is going to.
Right, okay. Well, congratulations, Roman. Anyway, next we have... this is probably might be the best guy to take that spot, though. We have Edge, the Rated R Superstar. What do you think?
again, it's similar to Ray. He's been around for ages, ages and ages and ages.
Yeah.
Obviously, he had his injury, his neck thing. Similar with Brian, and it was like, okay, Edge is never wrestling again.
Yeah.
Never wrestling again. And I remember when Brian came back, it gave a lot of speculation, because Brian's was concussion. And it gave a lot of speculation of, oh, Brian's come back from an injury. Maybe Edge can come back. But like no one ever really gave it much for, or at least I didn't, because it had been so long since Edge had gone. Plus Brian was pushing to come back a lot, whereas Edge kind of seemed okay with not wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Rumble's happening. Last year's Rumble's happening.
Oh yeah, it was 2019 Rumble.
Yeah, and he's sat at home. He posts. I love that he did this. He posts a picture on Instagram of the Rumble on TV, and he's like, "Oh, I'm babysitting," because he says, "Oh, I'm not there," which I assume was actually a picture Beth Phoenix sent over.
Yeah.
And then out he comes. Yeah, he comes in a Rumble.
The monster pop he received at 2019, almost at 2020, at 2019 Royal Rumble was just the stuff of legend. It's just the theme hitting, the whisper words in his theme, and everyone just, the whole arena just explodes, and the smoke comes out. Edge just that cool walk out the smoke, and you can tell he hardly believes it himself. He's got a look on his face like, oh my god, I never thought I'd be here. Which is just, and there's stories on his face, and he comes out, and everyone's screaming, and everyone's cheering, and it just looks like he's dreaming. Bless him. It just looks like that this is his moment, and this is his great return, and it was really, really fulfilled that night. So, yeah, I can imagine the build up to it as well, and I can still remember. The day after, I didn't watch the Rumble, but I still remember the day after, where everything, message boards, Reddit, forums, everything just exploded, videos on YouTube, reactions, everything just exploded with the fact that Edge is back, and the possibilities were endless.
I mean, it's... He's obviously he has to say he came back from injury twice. Because he got injured. He got injured again with the whole Orton thing, which I thought was great. Comes back, he's in Rumble with Orton.
They did. Orton, in 2020, they had that the greatest wrestling match ever. Was what they called it? Which is a weird instance of WWE actually referring to something as a wrestling match.
Yeah,
the greatest sports entertainment match you'll ever see. But no, yes.
They do that. He gets injured again. Orton's doing his whole punt kicking legends thing, and then he comes back, wins the Rumble from number one. They keep the Orton feud going a little bit because Orton was number two. And he decides he wants to go face Roman, which again, currently, though at time of release could be different. I believe currently it's only Roman and Edge at Mania.
Right. Daniel Bryan's trying to get his way in there.
But yeah, that's what I mean. It's probably going to end up being a triple threat by the time this goes out.
And I like the fact that it seems like these three will be our top three.
Yeah.
That Daniel, Roman, and Edge will be our top three in the real tactical section.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't mind, because I've also seen a lot of speculation. Well, not speculation. I've seen a lot of discussion online about this whole thing of Brian wants in the match because he's like, oh, I've been doing all these shows all this time, all these years. I've been doing all these house shows and all these live shows, and I've been working for it. Roman's obviously the champion, so he's getting his main event. And Edge doesn't want Brian in the match because Edge wants Roman. Because Roman's been taunting Edge. He whispered in his ear. No one knows what he whispered yet.
No one knows.
So he wants Roman, and he doesn't want anyone interfering with the match, like Brian's trying to. which one is
Yeah.
great for Edge because he's almost in this weird in-between face thing. He's not a full heel, but he's not a face either.
Oh no, I just like the Edge factor of just being a pissed off veteran who wants to just spear people into the ground, and I think that's awesome. He's not really a face, not really a heel. He's just this guy who's just angry about Roman Reigns and wants to take down Roman Reigns. And
no, but like,
awesome,
it's also one other thing I love. It's also split the main event where it's like people want Bryan to win because they're like, you know what? No, he has worked hard for us. He has worked for us. People want Roman to win because fucking Roman. And people want Edge to win because he's just come back, and we want him to win because he's this like very charismatic guy. He's come back, give him that belt, have that pop, and it's great. He is definitely real tackler. He's definitely above Ray.
Yeah.
Where does he fit in?
Oh, I think he's been in there longer than Bryan. I think he gets above Bryan.
Yeah, I think he's above Bryan, below Reigns.
Yeah, above Bryan, below Reigns. And we have our top 3, I think, now. And that's probably pretty much locked.
I think it is, and that's our main event for WrestleMania.
That is, which is a nice plug-in. We're not sponsored by, other wrestling companies are available. Other wrestling promotions are available. We're not sponsored by Vince or anyone else. But if they want to sponsor us, go ahead.
Yeah.
Shoot us an email. We'll be sponsored by your show, Vince. Anyway, who are up next? We have, I believe, they are the Usos.
Yes, we have Jay first.
Jay Uso.
Lackey, I guess, to Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns is second-hand man.
Mm-hmm. So this all started, I believe, with. Did it start with Roman sort of going after the Usos and like, you're my family, you've got to obey me, I'm the tribal chief kind of thing? We got to Hell in a Cell, which I said it was a absolutely fantastic match. And then I feel like Jay's been put in several positions to like try and overthrow Roman because he's showing loyalty to Roman. He like keeps throwing himself under the bus almost.
Yeah. So like, so the whole thing was happening with Roman, and Roman's like, I'm the head of the family. I'm better than anyone in the family.
Table. Yeah.
Jay gets a shot at the belt.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Hell in a Cell happens, and like Roman wins. Jimmy comes out to help. Roman wins, and then I can't quite remember when Jay turns and joins Roman. But he essentially becomes Roman's second hand. It's like if something needs to be stopped, if Kevin Owens is annoying Roman too much, Jay will go sort it.
Yeah.
Jay will step in the way. Mm-hmm. And I think the heel version of Jay is great. I think the Usos worked better as a heel than a face. For the most part. And I think Jay works really well. I'm a bit disappointed that he's essentially lost every single match he's had, being a heel. But I think his in-work stuff's great. He's quick, he's fast, he can wrestle, he can flip, he can do all that good stuff.
Yeah.
His promos are pretty good. They're not Roman and Heyman level, but they're good. And I think he can carry himself really well. I think character-wise, I think it's great. I love watching him do his stuff, whether it's just him, whether it's him with Roman. I think he's really convincing. I can't remember if he has a match at Mania. I don't think he does. I could be wrong. I don't think he's been confirmed for one yet. Obviously, he's probably going to get involved in the Roman match.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's sort of established himself as sort of Roman's flunky, Roman's Roman's guy on the outside, Roman's sort of accomplice, and I like that role for him. And I think I like the process of Roman kind of almost indoctrinating the Usos, like, oh, I'm the tribal chief, and you're gonna respect me, and I'm gonna like handcuff you and beat you up and chuck you into ladders and stuff like, and Superman punch you and that kind of thing. I like that. I like the fact that Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso are like, you got to stop this. You got to stop this, Roman. You're going mad. You're going insane. And Roman's like, oh, I'm not insane. I'm the tribal chief. That kind of thing. I like the conflict. I like watching the conflict between them, and now the resolution. The fact that Jey Uso has like sort of taken his place by Roman's side. And it's like Jey Uso is like Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
And he's been corrupted, and he's to become like a Darth Vader to sort of Roman Reigns' emperor kind of thing. I like that. I like Jey Uso is heel turn, and that's what you call a proper heel turn.
Yeah.
And I'm very pleased with that. So where do you think he will end up in our list?
I think he's at least sizzling.
Right, okay.
I don't think he's spectacular, but I think he's better than everyone in decent.
Right.
I would even argue. Yeah, he's better than Dominic. I would say he's better than Rude and Ziggler.
So he's not as. I don't think he not quite as good as Cesaro. If he had done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit more to be. And Cesaro's just kind of become our underdog Cinderella story, the underrated guy who gets to the top spot, I think. So now we have his brother. Now we have Jimmy Uso.
Yes, who unfortunately...
I think he's been out with...
He's got an injury currently.
Yeah, he's been out with an injury.
It's both unfortunate and fortunate in a way.
He was involved in the... I think he was... do strike me if I'm wrong, but I believe he was involved in the Roman J storyline.
Yeah. So this is why it's potentially good. So when Jay was getting his title shot, Jimmy came out to help and to stop him. Jimmy was the guy who was like, wouldn't let Jay. I think in one match he threw a towel in because Jay wasn't tapping out.
Yeah.
And in the other match, I can't remember if Jay tapped out as well or if he went unconscious or something. But Jimmy was almost like costing Jay the win because Jay didn't want to stop. And then Jimmy got injured. But the thing that I find interesting is that I don't think it's been explained where he stands on the whole thing, because Jimmy got injured before Jay turned. So I'm hoping that what this leads to is Jimmy comes back, doesn't agree with Roman, and then it becomes a Jimmy versus Jay thing, which is really where I hope this is going. Because then you get the conflict of Jay of, do I stay with Roman or do I go with my brother again and swap? Ultimately, hopefully, this is leading to a Rock Reigns thing as well. Fingers crossed that happens. But I think I think Jimmy's been a bit unfortunate with the injury because this feud is kind of going on without him. Hopefully he can get back to it. But other than that, he hasn't done much this year. So again, it's like, is he good? Yes. Technical-wise, he's like Jay. He's fantastic. Promo-wise, he's good. He's just been unfortunate, got an injury, and he probably would still be involved. Whether he's on Roman's side currently, if he wasn't injured, we don't know.
I hate to make the hard call, but I feel like the hard call has to be made, Corey. I feel like I have to make the hard decision. By the way, that was a great. I just decided to just shut up there and let you riff. Let you go on, and you've made some great points. I will acknowledge.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to say that decent, maybe he's not. Right, we've got to take these last couple of years. Unfortunately, yes, he has been out with injury. That isn't his fault. But I think is looking a bit lonely down there. And I'm unfortunate to put him so low below Jey Uso. But I think he might have to go top
See, I was thinking...
Or bottom decent. Bottom decent isn't bad.
I was thinking his bottom decent potentially above Alistair, because at least he's done stuff.
Yeah, right, okay. I will agree with you on that.
Okay.
Right, above Alistair, but bottom decent.
Yeah.
At least he's shown up on TV. At least he's had an active role in like a storyline.
Yeah, exactly.
At least he's had an active role in proceedings.
I mean,
Okay,
that's
this
not bad.
next guy.
Yeah,
You can sort of take this one, I think.
it's one. I say one part of. He's on his own now, isn't he? It's Kalisto.
Yes,
He's not with Lucha House Party anymore.
It is Kalisto. He does a good lucha thing.
He throws his hands in the air.
He does as well. A lot of people are throwing their hands in the air this video. So I think Kalisto possibly could be an underrated talent.
He could be. I think he's good. He's won a Slammy Award.
Yes, he has. He has won a Slammy Award. I'll let you take this. Where do you think this is your decision? I don't know that much about Kalisto.
I think he's. I'm going to be honest. I think he's decent, but I think he's bottom decent. Again, I don't think he's air because again he's done stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think but he's definitely bottom. I think in ring he's good. He's got that lucha thing going. He can do his flips. He can do his Selena Del Sol. That's his finish, isn't it?
Del Sol, yeah.
He did it off the ladder, which is where we got his slammy from. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
However, I feel like his problem is he isn't good at promos.
No, well, that's okay.
He very infamously had the segment where he was doing a backstage promo and he forgot his line, so he just ran off.
Yeah, that's the good lucha thing promo. Where he's gonna do a good lucha thing.
Yeah.
And then run off, then run away.
But I think in ring he's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
struggling.
like a dramatic recreation there of the.
Yeah. I'm
I got
struggling.
literally run away. I was really have no one else to talk to, but I would have.
I'm struggling with where he goes. He's below Cruz.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where he slots in with Black and Jimmy.
Well, at least he's done again. Look, he's kind of like Jimmy Uso, except he's wrestled.
Yes.
He's like, but again, I don't even think he might get past Jimmy Uso. I think
This is the thing. I still think, even though Jimmy got injured, I think Jimmy's still done more.
Yeah, but Jimmy's been involved in sort of a
it was in
the
the main event.
Yeah, in a main event, top of the card feud, and I can't say the same for Kalisto. That's why he's not going to get as high as Jimmy.
No.
So that's probably where after Alistair, because he has done something with the Lucha House Party, but he hasn't been involved in the big main roster, main event feud like I don't know why I'm saying main roster. I mean main event.
Yeah.
Main event feud with Roman Reigns. So there you go, like Jimmy has. Now, here comes the monster himself, stalking to the ring with each evil step. It's Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs.
Yeah, another guy who throws his hands in the air.
He does. He only throws one hand in the air before he choke slams it. So, Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs, he is... I don't think I'm ever going to get tired of that joke, you know. It's not even a joke, it's just me saying who he is. He's Kane.
Yeah.
Who returned at the 2021 Royal Rumble, if I'm
He
not
was
mistaken.
in the Rumble. He was in the Rumble.
He was in the Rumble. That man is a politician.
He has wrestled this year.
He has, and he has been elected. He is the mayor of a county in Tennessee, I believe.
It is Tennessee, yes.
Tennessee, not County Mayor Glenn Jacobs, who also happens to be the undead demon brother of the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Who chokeslam you through a table. By God, that's gotta be Kane. Is that what Vince said?
It is what Vince said, yes.
That's gotta be Kane. You know, that man had a family. So where do you think? I think Kane is possibly. He's going to hit those two spots, isn't he? He's going to hit the top two spots.
Yeah.
He's either a Sizzling or a Real Tacular, because he has done so much.
This is the so this is the person I was alluding to earlier. When I said me and my friend when we were younger we had arguments, I preferred Kane over Ray, and he preferred Ray.
Kane will beat Ray.
Thankfully, I've got a couple cards up my sleeve, right, which may help persuade you with putting Kane a bit higher. I think if we're going in terms of what he's done, he's definitely up there. In terms of his whole career, he's real tacular by far.
Yeah.
Because for how many years? It's like 40 years now, at least.
I remember he came out in
80, I think 86 was his debut.
86, yeah.
But that's his debut as Kane. Obviously, he was Isaac Yankem before that.
Oh yes, Dr. Isaac Yankem's DDS.
Yeah.
Only rivalled by Dr. Britt Baker in terms of wrestling dentists.
But also, he is. I think he's the only person currently on this list who is going into the Hall of Fame.
Yes, he is. He is Hall of Fame inductee, Kane.
He's Hall of Fame this year. Yeah,
indeed. 2021 Hall of Fame inductee Kane. Best of luck to him. I like Kane. I'm a big fan of the Big Red Machine. He's got his choke slam. He's got his whatever other moves he does. I don't know for his. He choke slams you to hell. Is that the line?
It is.
There's that amazing YouTube video. I don't know whether we can dig it up and show it, of Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs at an event of some kind, putting on a Kane mask and choke slamming a guy through a table. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I have.
The music, they do everything. The lights go down in red, the music, Slow Chemical comes on, the music comes on. He puts the mask on, walks over to the guy and just choke slams him through the table. And it's a good choke slam as well. He's not lost his touch.
No, he hasn't. He's also one of two people who are allowed to do the tombstone, which is him and Taker.
Yeah.
The only one who's allowed to do it.
24/7. Well, Glenn Jacobs is 24/7 champion.
He was
24/7.
He was 24/7 champion. See, he's won a belt. He's winning belts as well.
He is. He's great. I'm a huge fan of Kane. He's fantastic. Again, and he's another one of the people like Rey Mysterio who's inspired so many people who are working in the company today. Like, I know a couple of people who've said that, oh yeah, Kane was the guy who's like, inspired me to become a wrestler. And you look at this massive guy, like, oh my god, is there any other sport, any other form of media on the planet that could have this massive, big red machine dude come out and rip doors off cages and throw people so hard in the ring they like explode through the ring or whatever. So, yeah, I think Kane is definitely going to go into Real Tacular. But will he beat Rey Mysterio? I think he's been, what did you say, 40 years, 30 years?
Yeah, it's definitely 30. I think it's near 40, or it is 40.
Right, okay, then. And Hall of Fame inductee, he's got to
Hall of Fame
inductee.
I also think, while I'm putting up here, I know he has the most combined eliminations in a Rumble. He used to have it in the most match, in a single match. That's Reigns who has it now, I believe, because Braun's doesn't count.
Right.
He also, I think, has wrestled the most televised matches out of anyone.
Oh my god!
So he's been around. He's done his stuff.
Also, we've reunited Team Hell No.
We have actually, yes. And he's also he's also been in the most Rumbles, and I think has been in the most consecutive Rumble. He's done a lot of stuff.
Yes, oh my god, he's got so many achievements up the wazoo.
He's done a lot of stuff.
Well, he's in Real Tacular, so that's the bit. He's had to be. He's 100% Real Tacular. So there we are. Right, this is someone who, coming up next, we've got Kevin Owens, KO.
Yes.
I think. Would he also go into? I don't know. I think it's either going to be Sizzling or Real Tacular. Yeah,
I'm partly torn.
Right. NXT, I adore NXT Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
A sort of tough heel, badass heel Kevin Owens, who had that match, that infamous match with Sami Zayn. It was great watching. And NXT Kevin Owens has always been great watching. And even main roster Kevin Owens, he hasn't changed that much. I know people talk about NXT talent being changed when they brought to main roster. Kevin Owens is still pretty much the same, I'd say.
Yeah.
A bit more confident, a bit more outgoing than NXT Kevin Owens. But I think Kevin Owens now is still pretty much, the same tough, badass character. So I think I like Kevin Owens. He's one of the people who I will sort of think whenever I think of the main roster. I think Smackdown, Kevin Owens. So.
I mean, he's really good. He's been featured recently in main event. with Roman Reigns.
He's been the one guy who I thought, you know what, maybe Roman Reigns can't beat this guy, but Roman Reigns has, and it's a testament. You should not only measure the person who's winning, you should also measure their opponents.
Yeah.
Like, what's that famous phrase? You should always measure a man by his enemies, or something like that. And Kevin Owens is definitely a strong competitor. He's a strong opponent to go up against. And the amount of times Kevin Owens keeps getting back up when Roman knocks him down, I like that. I like that a lot.
I mean, he is just really good. His promos are fantastic as well.
Yeah, gifted on the mic. Yeah, absolute natural.
I mean, I think with Tactics is a good place. Doing main event stuff, he's top tier. His promos are great. He's essentially got everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just where do you put him?
Right, but I'd say, he's been around for a while, but not as long as people like Kane, people like Rey Mysterio, or even Edge. I think he'd go bottom Real-tacular.
I'm fine with that.
I was either going to go bottom Real-tacular or top sizzling.
I think he has to go Real-tacular, doesn't he?
Right, okay. Who's up next? Who's next? I see who it is, but give me some background here.
It's the King. It's the King, not Lawler.
It's the King. It's Baron Corbin. It's the biggest heel in. At the time, he was the biggest heel. He's just the heat machine, isn't he?
He's great. He's so good.
He is. He's the. You know what? I didn't get the hate at the time. No, there's heat. There's heat, and then there's go away heat.
Yeah.
And I think Baron Corbin's had a mix of both in his time, but I think most people just appreciate him as this, as this sort of shit-eating heel who is just like, I'm the big guy, I'm the big Baron Corbin, I'm the king, Baron Corbin, the man who has thrown people off of the tower in Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
In that cinematic Money in the Bank match. So, I think as a heel, he's incredibly effective, very efficient in the ring. I like his power moves. I like his impact moves. And what do you think here?
I think he's great. I think heel-wise, other than obviously your obvious ones like Roman, I think he's great. He's one of the only people I know in wrestling who gets genuine heel heat. Not like not like Zayn, where it's like, okay, thinks there's a conspiracy theory and blah, that sort of stuff, and he's a heel, but people genuinely don't like him.
Yeah, it's like, and I enjoy that because we've sort of gone beyond the sort of heel face. Well, this is going to end up me talking about ethical wrestling discussion, but I think we've gone beyond the realm of of kayfabe. I think kayfabe is practically, as a practical thing, is no longer existent. But I think men like Baron Corbin are really keeping kayfabe alive. The fact that people legitimately don't like Baron Corbin, but in the same way, they don't want to stop seeing Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
They want to keep seeing him, but they don't like him. And that is real heel heat there. And I think in terms of kayfabe, he's one of the guys who is constantly committed to being a heel, and that's what you need for kayfabe. You need commitment to your sort of status and to how you are as a face or as a heel. And I think he's been one of the top heels in the company, whether for better or for worse. And I think the word underrated again sort of springs to mind. Or some people probably say overrated, but I don't know. I'm saying the former. I'm saying the first option.
I think he's underrated. I want him, genuinely, and it would work so perfectly with his character. Because I think one reason why he started getting actual heat was because he won Money in the Bank, and everyone's like, why has he won it? Why has he won it? And it started off as a thing of generally, why has he won it? I don't get it. But then they ran with it, and then people just hated him because he's a heel and he won it. I generally want him to win a world title. I want him to get the big belt because it would annoy so many people. That's what I want to see, and it works because he can be the king.
Corey.
He can be the king. He is he's the king, and he's on top. It's great. It work. I want him to win it.
He's got his little gang that go around with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like King Corbin. I think that he is. Well, I don't dislike anyone on this list.
No.
But I think that Baron Corbin is a guy that does his job very well. But where would we put it?
I think he's better than everyone in decent, at least.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to go top decent. What do you think? What's your?
I think he's better than everyone. I think he's better than everyone in decent. And
are you going to fight me on this, Corey?
I think he's better than Dominic.
Oh, right, okay. Do you think he's as good as Bobby Roode? I don't think so.
No, I'd say they're equal.
Right, but in terms of the list, I think he isn't as good as Bobby.
No.
Bobby Roode's NXT career definitely outshines sort of the early years of Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that, yes, I will allow him to go sizzling and go over Dominic Mysterio, but not to get over with Bobby Roode. So.
Okay. There we go.
There we go, fair enough. Sizzling is stacking up, more so than I expected. It's
getting stacked. Will this next person go in sizzling? Probably not.
Oh, I think Real Tackler's pretty much locked at the minute.
I'm looking, and there's.
Right. Well, let's not look. Let's see who's next.
Well, next is I mean, you don't really do this anymore, but are you hype, Murray?
Am I hype?
Can you
maybe hype?
Can you get hype?
I might be able to get hype.
Well, good, because Mojo Rawley wants you to get hype.
We are.
This is again another tough one because he's not been seen.
No.
Again, he's gone. He's not around.
Where is Mojo Rawley? Where is Aleister Black? Where is Bo Dallas?
Yeah, but again,
I can tell you where you know what, Corey? I can tell you where Mojo Rawley is. What do you say where he is?
Where is he?
He's in Air.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Sorry, Mojo Rawley. I know you could probably kick my ass up and down the street, but I think that he's not turned up on Smackdown for a while.
How is he though?
How he's probably above Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
Just to say that I like his sort of, I like his attitude. I like his persona. I think he's kind of cool. I've not seen him wrestle that much, but I think that top air is the best he can do at the minute.
Yeah, I can get with that.
That was a fast decision. Right, coming up. Who's up?
We've got Murphy. Good old Murphy.
Formerly Buddy Murphy.
Yes, and to be fair, one of the only times I've got rid of a name and I've agreed with it.
Why? Why not? What's wrong with Buddy Murphy?
Only because I don't mind Buddy Murphy, but I'm in my head. I'm like, right, if you want this guy who's like a heavy hitter, big striker, big hits, having Buddy in the name doesn't sound as intimidating.
I think Buddy. You don't think you could fear a guy called Buddy?
Well, it's like the elf, isn't it?
I suppose. You know who's?
And I think you know what? Just Murphy.
Seth. You've got Seth Rollins, the Messiah.
Yeah.
His mate, Buddy Murphy.
Exactly. Or is it just Murphy? Because like Blake and Murphy were a fake Murphy. I like it.
You're right. Okay. Right. Murphy it is then. So I don't know really. Murphy is probably the person I'm most confused on this entire list because he had a sort of weird face turn against Seth Rollins where he teamed up with the Mysterio family, and Rey Mysterio was like, I know that you beat me up and helped to remove my eye and beat my son with kendo sticks and, tried to tear my family apart or whatever, but you can come and join because you've got the hearts for my daughter. And that's kind of really weird. It's kind of strange to me. Somewhat wrong in my eyes. So I think that, yes, in terms of wrestling ability, Buddy Murphy is Murphy is very good.
Thank you.
But in terms of storyline and how he's been handled, I'm not too hot on him, to be honest.
This is the thing. Again, he's great. He's a bigger person. He's stacked. He can.
Look at that picture. He looks ripped.
Exactly. He can do the flips. He can do the kicks. He's stiff in like the good way. Like his hits are stiff, but
it makes the shots look hard. He makes the shots look, like it hurts.
He's very similar in ring with Black, and they've done stuff together before, and they were great. Their matches were fantastic. In fact, he's just called out Aleister Black on Twitter, and Black has responded. So Black is around. He's tweeting.
Yeah, Black sat in catering, wishing that someone would tweet at him.
And he has agreed to the match. So who knows? Maybe that will be a Mania match. I'd love to see it. It could generally be match of a night. If they had a match.
Yeah, slap it on night one. There's not much happening there.
I feel like storyline wise, because that happened. He left Seth. He tried to get back with Seth recently, and then like lost to Cesaro. And that's all he's really done. So I feel like on the card or on here, I feel like he's indecent.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's around. He's higher than Black because again he's turned up more than Black has. I prefer him to Kalisto. Right.
Well, imagine this. Right. Imagine if we get Smackdown this week.
Yeah.
And Buddy Murphy comes. Murphy comes out, and he's like, or something, and. I don't know, maybe he's like having a match or something, and Aleister Black like interferes and like takes him down, and he's like, "Oh, you helped Seth Rollins to remove my eye, Buddy Murphy. I'm coming after you. We're gonna have a match at WrestleMania or something like that." That'd be a really nice, fulfilling thing to bring them both back, and then we could possibly start like an Aleister Black Seth Rollins feud again, which I wouldn't mind.
I mean, it's I like seeing him wrestle. I like seeing what he does. I think they could use him better. If I was to put him somewhere on this list, I would say he's above Black, he's above Kalisto, he's probably above Jimmy, because again, Jimmy's not been doing much, but he's not above Apollo.
Right, I'm happy with that. I don't mind.
Okay. This next person...
Well, who is this? Who is this next person?
It's the formerly mentioned Blake, of Blake and Murphy. Former Forgotten Son member. Which now no longer exists.
Well, this is someone who I don't really know that much about.
Neither do I.
Right, well, I think perhaps he may be joining the likes of
I think he is, for the one reason of, I briefly know his NXT stuff with Murphy, which, from what I know, was okay. Then, obviously, you had the Forgotten Sons. And then the Forgotten Sons got forgotten, which I guess you could say they fulfilled their purpose. And then Blake isn't doing anything. Riker is on Raw, and the other one, which the name escapes me, got released.
Yeah.
So he's stuck in this whole thing of he hasn't turned up on TV in ages. So he is going to end up in Air. It's probably he's below Mojo. Because again, Mojo's at least I think turned up more recently than they have.
Well, put him in Air, and we won't have any more. we won't speak any more on the matter.
Does he go bottom?
I don't.
Who would you be more excited to see?
Right, I'd probably be more excited to see Bo Dallas, to be honest.
So would I.
So yeah, bottom Air. It's got to be done. Right, what? Okay. Now, these next three are probably some of my favourites on SmackDown.
Oh, okay.
These next three are probably my favourites on SmackDown. The rest of them might be fun to talk about, but these next three are just legitimately incredible wrestlers. These are just amazing wrestlers. We have Shinsuke Nakamura, who speaks for himself. Amazing feud with AJ Styles in NXT. Not so much the bit where they're punching each other in the penis. A little bit after that, perhaps. His whole thing with Cesaro, with the tag belts, that was great. He's just a gifted wrestler. He can do all the cool flips. The Kinshasa looks bloody fantastic. I just think he's awesome. What he needs is, there's a slight language barrier because he's Japanese. But what I think he needs is, like someone like a Paul Heyman, who could be like a translator, who could sort of speak for him, and who still have that charisma though. Because the way I love that Shinsuke, when he talks, he's like looks so intense, and he like moves his hands, and he really looks like he's giving this performance. So yeah, he's definitely very sports entertaining. But I also like his moveset and his very creative, innovative offense, if you could say. I just think he's a real superstar, and I wish that they'd sort of done more than when he first came up to main roster, because he was an absolute star in NXT. He was a real shining light, and I'm incredibly happy for him on the main roster now. I'm very proud of all he's done in the Royal Rumble and stuff like that. I think he even won a Royal Rumble, did he not?
Yeah, he did. He did. I think that's the one where you faced AJ.
Yeah. And he's done great stuff since then with Cesaro, as I just mentioned. So yeah, I think he's probably going to get to Sizzling. But what do you think?
I was thinking Sizzling.
You thinking Sizzling? Whereabouts? I'll let you say whereabouts.
I reckon he is around the Cesaro area. I reckon he's definitely higher up than Dolph. I reckon there's an argument. I reckon he's below Cesaro. I reckon there's an argument for him to be above Jay, and there's an argument for him to be below Jay.
I think he'd honestly top Cesaro.
Really?
Yeah. My opinion at the minute. My raw opinion at the minute is that he'd be top Cesaro, but not as top as Big E.
He's not Big E
at the
level.
minute has a belt on him.
Yeah.
And Cesaro does not, and Cesaro and Shinsuke do not have belts on them.
Okay. You know what? I can get down with that.
Okay, good.
I can get down with that. Whoops.
Nice. Pop him there.
Whoop,
there he goes.
Okay, well.
Right,
next person.
So, okay. This might be slightly divisive, but there was a period where of my life, of my wrestling interest life,
yep,
where Sami Zayn I didn't like him. Even as a babyface. I like him now, and I liked him when he started in NXT, but there's sort of a mid-period, I suppose, where he was sort of messing about with AJ Styles and messing about with sort of early Kevin Owens on the main roster that I didn't really like him that much. Now, I think he's great.
Yeah.
I think he's great. He's doing this whole... If they do not release this documentary, if Sami Zayn does not release this actual documentary on how he's being screwed over by WWE, it will be a massive shame.
Yeah.
Because they could definitely release that on the network or something like that as just an exclusive. It doesn't even have to be that long. They could exclusive. It's just all the footage that they've sort of collected of him, like an elimination chamber, and all the sort of backstage stuff. I'd really enjoy that. But yes, But my favourite incarnation of Sami Zayn is NXT sort of babyface Sami Zayn, who was the guy that could do the Blue Thunder Bomb and do the cool finishing moves. It would be like, the spry, plucky babyface guy who heads out there and does his best in the ring, that kind of stuff. You might lose to like the really tough heel like Kevin Owens perhaps, but he'd still put up a good show and put up a good performance. And he is main event worthy. I think that Sami Zayn is main event worthy. We have to do this with the people who we've talked about. I know we've just started it now on like the last couple guys. But we have to consider whether these people are main event worthy. Everyone in Realtacular, 100% main event worthy, right? The guys in Sizzling, yeah, sure, maybe. Decent and not so much. But Sami Zayn is one of those guys who would be in a main... I could easily imagine him in a main event against someone like Kevin Owens or against someone like Cesaro or Daniel Bryan,
Yeah.
What's your opinion, please?
I like his stuff currently. I think he's doing good. I think his conspiracy story is good. Part of me, I do hope they release something, because I feel like this whole conspiracy thing, if they don't release a documentary, or because the whole thing is like, oh, I'm getting screwed over. I came number 3 in the Rumble, and I'm having to like face all of these challenges, and Vince doesn't want me to get very far. So surely, at the end of this, he gets something.
Yeah, I like his. We haven't mentioned this at all before, but I like Sami Zayn's attire of just a guy who just wears a brown jacket, a brown hat, and brown trousers.
Yeah, I mean,
He looks like this bum, but I feel like it really works for him.
It's just him and Owens that wear like normal clothes in it.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm looking at everyone else. Roman does and Edge doesn't. No, I think it is just him and Owens.
Him and Owens, but I like that about him.
Yeah,
He just sort of wear normal clothes because that's I think that's quite unique for wrestling. As much as I like the the very masterfully crafted Shinsuke Nakamura style suit costume, I think that's really cool, really badass. I just like guys who just wear a shirt and trousers and just boots. I think that's but they don't really care how they look. As long as they're, kicking ass and taking names, like Kevin and like Sami. So
yeah.
But as for where they go, I think Sami Zayn is a top decent or a sort of mid-sizzling type figure. But what do you think?
I also forgot to mention, and I'll mention it now as well, Sami Zayn has a match at Mania. He's versing Kevin Owens.
Oh, excellent. So everything I've just mentioned is eventually going to happen.
Yeah. Because I think Smackdown... just gone was supposed to be the trailer for the documentary was being premiered with Logan Paul was there.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah. Okay, bit weird.
And Kevin Owens crashed it and stunned him, so they're having a match at Mania.
Oh yeah. Oh, we didn't mention the fact that Kevin Owens has the
yes, he has the stunner.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I think Sizzling's fit for Zayn. I don't mind where we put him though.
I think if you want me to choose where to put him,
yep.
I think we'd go above Cesaro, but not as good as Shinsuke Nakamura.
That's fine.
Is that fair with you?
Yep.
Sizzling is stacking up here. Right now we have Mr. Burn It Down himself.
We do.
Seth, formerly the Monday Night Messiah. Now I guess he's the Friday Night Messiah.
I guess he is, yeah.
Seth Rollins. Also, congratulations to Seth on becoming a father with Becky Lynch and their child, who I believe his name's Rue, girl.
Could be. I don't know the name of it.
Oh, I think I know the name. I think it's Rue. I know there was a funny spelling of it, but I'm sure she's going to be a great kid and future women of the company if she wants to be. I don't know if she's just been born in that, but bit weird to say. Right, anyway. I think I like Seth. Seth is one of those guys who's been around sort of as long as Bryan has, sort of as long as Kevin Owens has. And these guys who's had his ups and downs, again with the Shield, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose kind of thing. And he sort of shifted to become his own character. There was that moment, the sort of what did Michael Cole say? Heist of the century. Seth Rollins with stealing the belt with Money in the Bank, cashing in the briefcase. Triumphant moment for him. But also, I appreciate how Seth Rollins always behind the scenes. He always seems so humble about himself. If you listen to him speak, he always seems like he's not like this is just what he does. Yeah. And he seems to really embrace it and really enjoy it. So, more power to you, Seth. You're doing a great job.
I genuinely think this is similar with Roman. I think this is the best character Seth's had.
Right, okay.
I think the Monday Night Messiah is the favourite stuff he's done.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, it's almost actually similar to Roman. I'm really hoping they do something. Because you have Roman who's like, I'm the head of a table, everyone should bow down to me and everyone should respect me because I'm the reason why everyone's got a job. And and he's, but then like Seth Rollins is almost like, well, you should join me because I can get you to the top. I can get you to be a top star. I can get you to, live your potential. And we're almost doing the same thing in a different package. And it's great.
Yeah.
Because they both think they're the top. Roman thinks he's the top because he is the most dominant superstar. And Seth Rollins thinks he's the top because he's like, I can get you there. I've got this experience. Yeah. I want to see them at some point go head to head.
Yeah. I'd love that. We could have got that in the Rumble, I think.
Yeah, true.
Or we could have got that, or something like there's definitely a pay-per-view. That is a main event.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view speculation. I don't want to go into any fantasy booking scenario, but I think we could definitely see Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins in the future. That's something I'd love to see.
I think he's at least, well, not at least, I think he's spectacular.
Do you? That's a bold. I was going to hit top sizzling. I'd hit top sizzling passing Big E, but if you want to go real tackler, I'll be in 100% supportive of that goal.
I think he's in real tackler.
Right, you know what? If you want to, is now the moment to cash in the Money in the Bank tier list briefcase.
It might.
Hit me with it. Get that man with the heist of the century.
It might have to be.
Hit you with a curb stomp or whatever.
The question is, I mean, it says Seth's famous for the cash in. I've got to do it.
Nice. Okay, cash it in. Bring him. I'll let you choose exactly where he goes in the tackle. I will not argue one word.
Okay. Okay. Right. Where does he go? Do I think he's doing better than Kevin Owens currently? Yes. He took out Ray's eye, therefore he is better than Ray. Do you know what? Genuinely, I think in terms of characters, this might be controversial, or you're gonna get people who are going, "Oh no, this is obviously where he should be." I think he's smack bang in the middle.
Really?
I think that's where he goes.
Middle choice, not too bad.
I think that's where he goes. I think there's an argument for him to be above Bryan, and maybe even above Edge, but I think I'll put him in the middle.
Middle. Well, I think that's a very solid choice. I like the fact you sort of had to consider him going ahead of Kane, but you made the choice to put him ahead of Kane, and you made a nice reasoning. So I will accept that, and I'll respect that, and I will not question that. That is where the Monday Night Messiah is going to go, or the Friday Night Messiah. He's going to go. You're going to hit me with a curb stomp, get me with a Money in the Bank cash in, and put it in middle real tacular. Well done.
Thank you.
Now we have sort of the figures who...
Yeah.
Who do we have next? Who are these next few people?
So the next two are managers.
Managers.
We have two managers.
Sommeliers.
Yes, we have Reginald.
Reginald the Sommelier.
Formerly Carmella. Now with Jax.
No, I'm going to spring this on you right now, Corey.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like Reginald.
Oh.
Now, I'm sure Reginald the person, whoever he is a nice guy. I'm sure I'd like to, be good friends with him. I'm sure he's a good guy. I'm sure he's, it's like your sort of, in our last video, if I can reference the last video again, it's sort of what you said about Tamina.
Yep.
Whereas I think Reginald the person, probably very nice. Yeah, cool. He can do those cool flips. He can do those nice cool kip-ups and spins and jumps and whatever. But Reginald the character, I don't like him at all. In fact, I think I hate him. Because he just seems to ruin feuds that are not his own.
Okay.
Now, I had incredible problems when James Ellsworth was a thing. Do you remember James Ellsworth?
Unfortunately, I do, yes.
Right. I had major problems with him and Carmella. I thought, what is this? What is this tiny little, scrotum-faced dweeb doing in wrestling? I'm talking about James Ellsworth, by the way. What is he doing in wrestling? He's just this tiny guy. How did he even get over? What is he even doing here? With Reginald, yeah, sure, I can see why he's here. Because, he's really athletic. He can move and groove and that sort of stuff. But what is he doing in the Bianca and Sasha feud? He was supposed to be with Carmella initially. Then he was with Sasha. Now he's with Nia. He better not get involved on the Asuka Rhea feud, or I will go mental. Which it looks like he's bloody going to get into, because Nia came out on Raw a few weeks ago. I mean, probably actually last week, and said, you know what? Let's do this whole thing again. Let's do the whole Bianca Sasha thing again. But I won't go too much into it. But I really don't like how he's being portrayed. I really don't like how he seems to get involved in feuds that aren't his own, and he just seems to pal around with all the women, and he goes from Raw to SmackDown to Raw to SmackDown, and I just can't be bothered, to be honest. And I hope he doesn't infect any other promising women feuds with whatever he's on with.
I mean, that's fair. I've not got
Sorry,
much.
did I sort of go off there for a minute?
I've
I got off
not.
handle. I do apologise.
I've not got much else to add to that. I don't mind him being added. I think with Carmelo it was fine because he got brought in. It was, picking the wine, fine. He added to her heelness. It made sense.
Yeah.
Then the whole flirting with Sasha Banks thing was a bit meh. If it had ended with him trying to help Sasha, Carmella firing him, and Sasha not wanting anything to do with him, and that was it. He wasn't seen again. Fine, cool. Nia Jackson's now picked him up.
Yeah, he's like a stray puppy.
This is a point where I'm like, right, okay, I don't really think he's adding anything to Jax and Baszler.
No. Jax was fine with Baszler. Baszler was supposed to be her comedy partner in a way.
Yeah.
But now Reginald is just a weird third wheel who she takes shopping and does weird karate flips in front of her.
Yeah.
I just think it's incredibly strange. And yes, I know, welcome to wrestling. Things are weird. But I just don't know what he's doing around here. Like this sort of sad puppy who has to cling to various women's feuds, which should honestly be going on without him. You know, put him in the tag division as Nia's sort of valet or whatever, or sommelier. I don't mind, but don't put him in singles feuds that have to become tag feuds. It's nonsensical. It's just I just don't get it. I don't get him.
Yeah.
So I don't know why we're talking so much about Reginald. Just put him in Itchy and Lumpy and save me the breath.
Oh, hold on a second.
Right, yeah.
It's a bold claim.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's a very bold claim.
No, I'm sure he's very skilled at what he does. I'm sure.
Are you saying you would rather see Blake?
Oh, yeah. Hold on, maybe not. Maybe I would rather see Reginald. Right, but not as good as Bo Dallas.
That's fine.
Sorry, Blake. We're doing you again, my brother. Sorry about that, mate. Right. Okay.
I mean, the next and final manager, I'm sure.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Mike.
Mike who?
Mike Lion Brock Lesnar conquered the Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. I had to, Corey. I'm sorry.
I mean, I think it's an obvious one of where he's going.
Yes, Paul Heyman. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. I'm a Paul Heyman guy, you know. I think he's amazing. ECW, he's so amazing on the mic. He can throw out the disses, he can throw out the lines, he can throw out the jokes. He can be like the cocky heel, but he can also be the guy who just is like you love to hate Paul Heyman. And I think he's really taken that role on him as not only Brock Lesnar's advocate, but also the special counsel of Roman Reigns at the minute. So I think as this sort of corporate weasel type character, it's kind of like who goes to different people and is like, I could really help you out. I think he does great at that. He's one of the few guys in wrestling who's made his presence known despite being a sort of non-in-ring character.
Yeah.
But like he's like standing by the ring, holding the belt, and he's got the expressions. He's got I'm sure he can't open a pair of handcuffs to save his life. But apart from that, I think Heyman is just a really, really, really good talker, good presence, good charisma, good. He's just been fantastic ever since ECW, ever since commentary with JR and being on Raw. It's just, I think he's really, really good.
I mean, he's got to go more tackler, hasn't
he? You what? Hold the what?
Oh, okay, we have disagreement.
Real right, okay. Yes, okay. Yes, he would go in Real Tacular. But I think everyone up there in Real Tacular has had some sort of stint in the ring, right? Has had a real, a good match you can name. Paul Heyman, yes, being a presence on the mic and being a manager is important.
Yeah.
But I think sizzling is more sort of his wheelhouse. It's more his sort of league, where yes, he could match up to any of those guys in there on the mic. But you know what? If you want to go, can you sort of maybe provide me with a little case to sort of win me over, perhaps?
Well, he is right. Okay, I see it as like it's the same as when we got into commentary and stuff later on. It's a different kind of role, so I kind of view him a bit differently. However,
okay.
As far as managers go, he's the best we've had in years.
Oh God, yeah, exactly.
Years.
He's Paul Bearer levels of
exactly. Bearer's my favourite. I think he's great.
Yeah.
But it's like his pops, as in crowd, not his dad.
The Mike Bryant joke is there's a reason why I know that word for word.
Yeah, but there's a reason why he can do it for like so many days, so many weeks, not change it, and it still gets the same pop. I mean, you would have thought by now the ring announcers would realise to give Paul Heyman the mic. They don't.
Yeah. Do you know about when it was on Raw, I think, or something? There was Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman was giving Paul Heyman was giving a promo, and someone in the audience had decided to propose to their wife or whatever.
Yes.
And then Paul Heyman leads out the ring and goes, she only said yes because she's never been up close to the beast like Brock Lesnar. I love that he makes their special day special, but also he puts over Brock.
Yeah.
And then doesn't he say something else down the line, like he says, just so you know, you want to interrupt my promo, you've got as much chance as being in the ring with Brock Lesnar or something like that. You know, take your honeymoon to Suplex City kind of thing, which was just fun. It was just awesome. So, right, okay, you've won me over. Put him in Real Tacular.
Okay, I you know what? For you, because I managed to win you over, we'll stick him at the bottom. But
bottom Real Tacular.
But he is in there. I mean, okay, well, this next person. I feel like we're going to have another debate about this next person.
Right, okay, well, come on, introduce
He is literally, this is a fact, you cannot argue this is a fact. Mm-hmm. He is the best wrestler in the world.
Right.
You can see there, he's holding the trophy. He won that.
Yeah, he did.
It's a fact. It's money himself, Shane McMahon.
Shane O'Mac, here comes the money. Money. I'm doing the dance, you can't see it, but I'm doing the dance he does where he does like the wheel.
Yeah, he spins his arm around.
He spins his arm around and he like dances to and fro, you know? And he does that weird sort of moonwalk, backwards run type thing.
It's his former tag team champion. It's his former tag team champion, Shane McMahon.
Yeah. He's not even on Smackdown anymore, I don't think.
No, he keeps appearing in different brands, to be honest.
He does. I think he's only on this list because at the time, when I made this list, he was on Smackdown.
He goes wherever Adam Pearce goes.
Yeah. He's like Adam Pearce's boss, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what his position is. I guess he's sort of like... He's not really general manager, but he's not really...
Yeah, he's...
like commissioner like Steph is.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's sort of make a quick decision. Where do you think Mr. Shane O'Mac himself is going to go?
See, I love Shane. I think he's hilarious.
You do? Right, okay.
But also, I think he's hilarious because I can't take him seriously. Even if you go back when and he's having actual matches with like Kane and stuff, it's like
the Undertaker, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I can't. But he's good. One, he's good at the underdog thing, which is great. Two, he wrestles. And to be fair, he's pretty decent in the ring.
I like his high flying style. He's a really good high flyer.
He's not afraid to jump off stuff. He can hit a good coast to coast.
Yeah.
He's good in the ring. He's very cocky, which is great because he's a McMahon.
He's a McMahon, and all McMahons are born with the born with the red meat gene.
Exactly.
Just being really intense and really, but also being really good heels.
I love the fact what he's doing now. He's got a match with Braun at Mania, which is going to be great. He's as good.
It's a cage match as well.
Yeah, he's as good at...
Which provides a prime real estate to jump off high things.
Exactly. He's as good at being a dick, and it's great. However...
So where is this incredibly good dick going to go then? I'd say if Paul Heyman gets to real Chakula, then Shane O'Mac is going to get to sizzling.
I can get behind that.
Right, okay. I'd say mid. Or maybe not. Maybe after Dolph, before Jay.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Shane O'Mac.
Whoops.
There you go. Pop him over.
There you go.
Good. Right, now we have. That was a quick decision on Shane. Well, I appreciate your appreciation of Shane. So.
Well, now we have Adam Pearce.
I don't even know what his job is. What does Adam Pearce even do? Does he even have a job? He's like Raw. What do they call him? They just call him like Raw SmackDown official or something.
Yeah. He does the matches. He picks the matches.
Can't they just not be a pussy and just call him general manager? Because he clearly is. He's clearly like a Teddy Long style Raw and SmackDown general manager at the same time. I think he can be both, but no, they just call him like official or whatever. So
yeah,
but he's in that sort of Teddy Long role, isn't he?
He is
like, hold on a minute, players, we're going to make this a tag team match or something like that. He goes, hold on a minute, we're going to make this a triple threat or something. We're going to make this a triple threat kind of match.
I quite enjoy Adam Pearce. I don't enjoy him as Shane McMahon levels. I think he's good at what he does. His involvement in the Roman stuff I quite liked, where like Adam Pearce makes a match for Roman gets annoyed, he's like, no, I call the shots here, you make the matches for me. He's in the gauntlet match technically. I mean, he doesn't do anything, he gets super kicks and he's forced to pin him. I'm somewhat disappointed that the Roman versus Pearce match didn't happen.
Yeah, Roman versus Adam Pearce, that was funny.
Because for one off, he's actually a generally, I haven't really watched his stuff, but I know he's a very good and like credited wrestler. I know he's got accolades, I know he's done some stuff, I know he's won like major belts. Whether or not he still has it is different. I know he then had the match with Heyman, where Heyman got injured and Roman Reigns turned up, so he did technically have that match, but I mean it's a squash match. However, he's good. He's not as good as Shane. I think he's decent.
I like his sort of straight man technique.
Yeah.
Where he's sort of like, he doesn't like, he's sort of straight man, but he's like a goofy straight man.
Yeah.
Like he's like, oh, I'm gonna set this match and I'll make it a triple threat. I'll add the person you don't like into it. Ooh.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of fun. His dynamic with Sonya Deville on SmackDown is cool as well. I like how he's on Raw and he seems like really. He also appeared on NXT a couple of times as well, I think.
Yes.
He showed up on NXT as like, oh, I'm going to set this match, or oh, I'm going to send this ref to the ring, or something like that. That kind of thing. Again, he's decent, does his job. This is just like Adam Pearce is just the kind of guy who just does his job to the to a presentable standard, to a good standard.
Yeah.
So as officials go. So I'll say that he's decent. He's probably, but actually he's on TV.
Yeah.
Probably more than Aleister Black. So I'd say he goes after.
Yeah. That's fair. It doesn't like the edge.
Bring him up to the other side.
You know what? I'll just do that and then move him backwards.
Nice. Good job.
There we go.
Improvised adaptive ever come. Right. Greg Hamilton. This is just the announcer.
Yeah.
I think bottom decent.
Yeah. I'll whack him bottom decent.
Bottom decent. All right. He just says what he does. He just says,
Yeah, exactly.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. That kind of thing.
He's good at what he does.
Yeah, good at what he does. Good voice. Sometimes he sometimes appears on Botchamania.
Yeah.
But I think that's because sometimes he gets fed bad scripts. Or just gaffs his words. Oh well, poor guy. Anyway, yeah, whatever. It's his job.
Yeah.
Now, here we have the two commentators. We have Corey Graves and Michael Cole.
Yes.
Now, Corey Graves is your heel colour commentator. And I think he does. You know what? I think he might get up to sizzling.
This is the thing, and this is why they're grouped together. Because obviously they do the same job. They commentate the match. As one, they just do it differently.
Corey is the colour commentator, and Michael Cole is play-by-play. So,
because it's also a thing of like Michael Cole's again been around for years.
Yeah, my God, he's been around since Jerry the King Lawler and the Attitude Era. Not Attitude Era. I think around like since The Rock was wrestling. It's rock bottom into the dog poop, into the dog poop, into the dog poop. As he says, which is the greatest call of Michael Cole's career, and I will not take any difference.
To be fair, I don't mind him. I think he's pretty good.
You said those exact words in our women's roster video, and it became almost a defense of Michael Cole video for a minute. I think I said those exact words as well.
Yeah. I think he's pretty good. I like what he does. As far as commentators go, that we've had, especially recently, including him, Taz.
Hold on. We're going into AEW territory now. We should watch where we're going.
Yeah.
I'm thinking sort of like, I'm levelling him out against Byron Saxton and Tom Phillips. And in the terms of Byron Saxton and Tom Phillips, I think I prefer Michael Cole any day of the week.
Yeah, but like, I think Cole I prefer. If we go in WWE, I think my favourites as far as WWE.
Cole is the voice of WWE.
Yeah, but if we're going like WWE, my top commentators, Cole's up there, Graves is up there, and I think Barrett's up there.
Oh yeah, I love Wade Barrett.
I love Barrett.
Even though we might do an NXT list coming up, so maybe we'll talk about it more then.
I think Cole and Graves are I think they're the same.
They're the same thing. They're going to go in the same spot.
I think so.
But who would go? I think Cole, in terms of how long he's been there, would go above Graves.
Yeah.
So I'd say, you know what? Do you want to put them in sizzling?
Can do.
Just for the commentary spot, or would you say they're more deserving of a decent?
Nah, sizzling. Why not?
Okay, put them up there.
Why not? Well, whack them in bottom sizzling.
Yeah, put them up there. Corey does good, Cole does good. They're both great. Also, I like the fact that you've given another guy who's called Corey, you've put him in sizzling. Okay, right, cool. I won't mention that. All right, so there we are. There you have it. There are all 35 men of the Smackdown men's roster. That has been.
Yeah, well, that is the list. That is it.
That is something to behold. Take a look at it. Look at those top rotaculars, those pretty good sizzlings, those decents, those and nobody is in Lumpy, which has happened for the second video in a row, the second tier video in a row. I wonder who's going to be the first person that will actually go to Lumpy.
Good question.
Will it be during our Raw videos? Maybe. Will it be during NXT? Probably not.
No.
Or whatever else wrestling companies we do. You know what? Tell us what wrestling companies you want to see us tier list next. We'll do them all eventually, so we'll get round to them. But well, here you have it. This is our SmackDown 2021 men's roster. Bye all.
Bye.